Somehow Air-Deraan returned.
That's right, with the power of dark science and secrets only the Sith knew, we are back with more shill money in our pockets and smiles on our faces, ready to discuss this year's season of The Mandalorian. As
indeed,
I
it is
hopefully
time.
remain, I am Freddy.
And I am completely messing this up, and I'm Vojta.
And we are here to talk about Mandalorian Season 2 as a whole, which is going to be a bit peculiar, since we've never done this sort of thing before.
See, I'm having very high hopes for this since as early as in the very first 10 seconds, we're already forgetting what the structure is and how this works. You talk first, I talk first. It's a real mess.
Have you read how Alan D. Foster, or heard how Alan D. Foster wrote about that whole confrontation in the novelization? It's terrible.
I have not, but this has nothing to do with anything. Freddy, we're going back to our original ways of talking about and everything that isn't related to anything for an hour before we get to something.
Yeah, that's true. We should probably set out the structure before we do that.
It all. Let's talk about Alan Dean Foster. What did he do in his novelization?
He just made Kylo Ren talk really over the top. He's like, "I am done with this banter. We must commence forth." It's just silly. And he didn't adapt The Force Awakens. He sort of made it into his own thing. In order to explain how Rey was so good, he said, "Oh yeah, well, she's part cyborg."
What?
She's got cybernetic implants in her brain. Yeah.
How have I never heard of this before?
I know. I think my sister read the novelization for The Force Awakens back in 2015, and I remember she said it wasn't good. But
this is a joke, by the way. But no wonder Disney isn't paying him.
Yeah, I agree that he should be paid, but that doesn't mean his work is necessarily good. Splinter of the Mind's Eye isn't exactly good.
I mean, it's from the 70s. What was good in the 70s? The Star Wars. But, you know.
Yeah, Star Wars is pretty good.
What, tie-in novels were ever any good?
Yeah, that's true.
Star Wars books, but, never mind. I'm really losing my grip. If you are keeping an eye on the release schedule, we took a little bit of a break over Christmas, so...
Yeah, surprisingly, Christmas was at its usual time in this tumultuous year.
Yeah,
and it's no longer that year, is it?
No, we're finally in 2021, even though in the first few months it's going to feel a bit more like 2022.
Whoa.
Get it?
No. Oh, what? Because of Season 2 The Mandalorian?
No, 2020, the sequel.
Oh,
2022.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Faking the end of the pandemic.
Yeah, that is very appropriate. I was gonna make a Mandalorian Season 2 faking
Mark Hamill's face.
Mark Hamill's face, yes. Oh my goodness. That's the name of this episode. Mandalorian Season 2, faking Mark Hamill's face.
We can't do that. Mark Hamill wasn't in Rogue One.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's true.
I think that at some point we might agree that we would call this one Grogu One.
Grogu One. I thought that was for the Rogue One. We could call it Grogu One.
No, we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
We'll sort this all out.
We were going to be going over rankings for this season, in terms of episodes. What were our favourite parts? What were our least favourite parts?
What were our parts in the middle? The Bendu?
The Bendu, indeed. What were... I don't know. Anything. We'll just be talking about this season as a whole.
Maybe some thoughts for the future.
Yeah, that's true. I've got some... I'm starting to think that our Operation Paperclip stuff might happen. Maybe not with Gideon, but possibly with Pershing.
Oh yeah, big time. He's all about working for whoever has the gun in the room.
Yeah.
That was literally the first thing we've seen of him in season 1.
I don't think he wanted to get shot. I think that was a big thing.
Exactly. That's the thing. He doesn't want to get shot, so he's going to work with anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, and he'll probably get a nice New Republic pension.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff.
He's probably going to get a mural somewhere.
A mural.
Or like a statue made for him.
The statue of Pershing on Hosnian Prime. You just didn't see it. It was on the other side of the camera.
Oh no! It blew up. Probably with him.
Yeah, that's actually why Kylo Ren targeted it, because Pershing was a traitor because he joined the New Republic.
Yeah.
It's canon. It was in Alan Dean Foster's novel.
It's ironic that the neo-Nazis of the Star Wars universe hate the actual Nazis of the Star Wars universe. That's a bit backwards.
Cara Dune?
Well,
sorry.
no.
Gina Carano.
Gina Carano is the real Nazi of the universe.
Yes, that is true. The universe, that's my favourite.
Yeah, the universal universe, that's where we live.
Yeah.
Star Wars is good, isn't it?
Star Wars is pretty good.
Sometimes I have to remind myself of that. Anyway,
Back
Mandalorian.
to good Star Wars.
Mandalorian is good. I think
It
we
is
can both
very
agree
good.
on that.
So I guess this is our Grand Admiral thoughts of the series.
I didn't think you would remember.
I do remember. Just like how episode chapter, was it 10 of The Mandalorian remembered R5, I remembered Grand Admiral thoughts.
I think it was chapter 9.
Oh yeah, it was chapter 9, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a fake fan.
Yeah. Well, it's fine, because since you can be the fake fan, because since I still haven't finished even watching Wonder Woman #1.
Yeah.
That's the name, Wonder Woman #1.
Oh yeah.
I am still the resident sexist of the podcast. Apparently,
that is true.
That is the rules.
Yeah.
I don't make them, but that's just how it is.
I haven't seen Wonder Woman 84.
Me neither, but apparently it's a bit of a step down.
Yeah.
Is Patty Jenkins writing and directing?
Yeah, she's
Rogue
writing
Squadron?
and directing the Rogue Squadron movie, I believe. She wrote and directed. Well, she co-wrote, I believe, Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah, with Jeff Johns.
Yeah.
So let's hope that the bad parts was Jeff Johns.
Yeah. There was no 1980s music in Wonder Woman 1984.
I mean, who cares? I mean, it's not.
I mean, I like.
It's not Guardians of the Galaxy.
I know, but you would have thought.
I mean, the thing is, like, I know this might be just what CinemaSins thinks, and other people don't. But like, what you don't have to blast 80s music to like show that it's the 80s.
No, but I know. But it was like sort of, from my understanding, it was going for that kind of thing.
Maybe
because they published the mall sort of fight scene bit. It was kind of cheesy, but in like a good way, in my opinion at least. I like that kind of.
Yes, Wonder Woman versus Darth Maul. That's my favorite Star Wars.
Yes, indeed. Speaking of Darth Maul, he did not actually appear in this season.
Well, I don't think that we missed him. There was already plenty of good stuff, and he would probably stand out a little bit.
Yeah.
We did have some Zabraks, but that's fine.
In Chapter 9.
In Chapter 9, indeed.
Yeah, with Luigi.
Yeah, indeed. John Leguizamo in the Abyssian suit.
Yeah, and as we both learnt in the behind-the-scenes feature, there could have been a McClunky uttered by Mando himself.
Indeed, the behind-the-scenes feature had a very, very revealing scene where Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau were discussing if Din Djarin should say McClunky as he leaves Luigi to die to loaf dingoes.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have liked that. I don't think I would have liked that, to be honest.
I would not have liked that.
I would probably have a similar reaction to that, if I may jump ahead a little bit, as I had to Boba Fett saying, "I'm just a simple man trying to find his way in the galaxy," as my father before me.
I didn't mind that line. But
I think I remember literally jumping out of my seat when he said that.
Yeah,
I might be misremembering.
I can't remember you jumping out your seat.
Maybe I just like slapped the seat. What do you call them? Not the hands, the handrests.
Oh yeah.
I do that a lot.
Whoa.
I am the kind of person who does the knee slap when I find something fun.
The knee slap. Huh.
Yeah. My own knee, no one else's.
Yeah, otherwise, don't want to assault people.
Nope. Never ever. Anyway, Chapter 9 of The Mandalorian with...
I wanted to say that Chapter 9 of The Mandalorian, The Marshal, actually is my favourite episode of this season, I think.
Dude, no! Come on! This is completely against the spirit of the thing.
Sorry?
This is completely against the spirit of the thing. You're jumping way ahead to the outside of the bloody jurisdiction of the Grand Admiral of Thoughts.
Cut that bit out then.
I'm leaving it in. I don't care that much, but come on, dude.
I'm
it's
sorry.
Fine.
Cut that bit out. I'm sorry.
Since you've done that, I'm going to reveal my own as well. And I'm gonna say that the Marshal was actually my fourth favorite of the season.
Favorite?
The fourth favorite?
Whoa.
I mean, just because it's fourth doesn't mean that I didn't enjoy it. I mean, pretty much every episode of this season was like great AF. Maybe with one or two exceptions, but like we had that giant great dragon, which apparently does have legs. I didn't think it did.
Yeah, the CG model had legs. They sort of revealed that after the episode when they said that they were using a creature guidebook as a reference, and that had the great dragon depicted with legs.
It's a bit more of a plesiosaurus than a snake.
Yeah.
Plesiosaurus
I quite like the
just
design.
sounds a bit dirty.
So you never see the full crate dragon ever.
Yeah. Apparently it's meant to be a bit like Jaws.
Yeah.
3D.
Jaws 3D.
And like, I don't know if this is controversial or not, but what I liked even more than that giant IMAX fight with the crate was the presence of Cobb Vanth.
Fair enough, yeah. I thought
more so than like his character himself, but like including something from the books.
Yeah.
This is even so much better than Darth Maul showing up in Solo, or even like the Ghost showing up in Rogue One.
I don't think the Ghost showing up in Rogue One means anything. I think that if they didn't do that, there's literally no reason not to do that, because
they could have just not cared, all the other.
Yeah. I'm saying like
don't.
The inclusion of Darth Maul and Cobb Vanth. So Darth Maul expects people to somewhat know in order to understand. Cobb Vanth, with their inclusion, they explain him, and also people that already know him will already understand. Whereas with the Ghost, people will understand, but understanding isn't needed at all for it being there, because it's just a ship.
Yeah, just in the background. But
yeah,
back in the day when Rogue One came out, that was like the very first thing they did.
Yeah.
Other than Chopper being on Yavin 4.
Yeah, where was AP5 though?
Didn't he die?
Did AP5 died? What? Did he die in the comics? Are you joking?
I don't. Again, I could probably fish out the special and see if it was AP5, but probably not.
In what?
The comic book special issue where C-3PO got his red arm.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure that's not AP5. I'm pretty sure that was written before AP5 was invented.
I mean, it was written after episode 7. I mean.
Yeah, I know, and AP5 wasn't introduced until like season 3.
Wasn't he?
Or season? I think he was introduced in season 3. Could be wrong.
Never mind.
But
you often aren't.
Whoa.
I said aren't.
Oh, well, I'll take that.
Take that as a compliment.
I was about to say, speaking of aunt, I watched a lot of Auntie Donna, but I'm not gonna.
No, we can talk about that after the podcast. Auntie Donna is great though.
Yeah.
Shout out.
I really like Bikey Wars.
Oh, that one I haven't seen yet.
I think that's my favourite Auntie Donna video.
Oh, I need to watch that though.
Yeah.
Then.
Which is, to be fair, I finally had gotten that out of my head, but now it's back in my head, so that's fun.
What, Bikey Wars?
Bikey Wars, yeah, because it's a song.
It looks like
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. It's a short song, but it's short and sweet. But speaking of short and...
Yeah, short and sweet, like the Mandalorian episodes.
Yeah, I was about to say, most were short and sweet, because I believe the Marshall was the longest episode.
At about 52?
Yeah. I was kind of disappointed that they weren't all that long.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when the show started, you were saying that there were some reports that like they were meant to be on the whole longer than season 1.
Yeah.
Which I don't
Kind
know
of true.
whether or not that has been the case, but I think that it was fine. I mean, on the days, usually when I looked at the timestamp, I was like, what? This is just like 28 minutes? But at least it has literally no filler. Contrary to popular belief, there's zero filler in this show.
There's no filler in The Mandalorian. That is true.
In fact, like, this season retroactively made episodes that felt filler in season 1.
Yeah.
Made them into just killer.
Including the worst episode of last season. I don't want to say worst is a bad thing. The Gunslinger, yeah.
Yeah, that one had its problems with, like, somewhat cringy fan service and the shortness and other things. But it was...
I still liked it.
Yeah, I mean, it's The Mandalorian. Of course I liked all of it.
You're legally obligated. Don't you remember the contract?
Yeah. I don't want Kathleen Kennedy to alter the deal.
Yes.
Although if she told me to wear clown shoes, I would say, how high. That's not how the saying goes.
This deal is getting worse with the time.
What was I gonna say?
I can't remember. I think you were saying about the Gunslinger. How it was...
Yeah, I was going to say more so about the fact that this retroactively made it super canon. This was kind of Dave Filoni's ethos, even back in Rebels. I remember him saying on an episode of Rebels Recon or something, or maybe on a Star Wars Celebration, that there is literally no filler, at least starting with season 2 or 3.
Of Rebels.
Of Rebels.
Yeah.
Even though some episodes might seem somewhat less consequential. Like, at the time, the Space Whales episode. That seemed like
filler.
It seemed like one of the more fillery things. But, spoiler alert, those... what are they called, actually? The
Purrgil.
The Purrgil. They ended up being the thing that defeated Thrawn.
Yeah.
Kind
the
of in a
fruit.
way... Oh god, not the Jogan fruit.
I was going to say the Jogan fruit episode, and it's not actually called a Jogan fruit. Jogan fruit's the other one. The one that the episode where they were trying to find a specific fruit, I believe it had another name. But that episode actually did tie into the finale of that season anyway.
Yeah.
Because they needed the TIE fighter they stole in order to get to the Star Destroyer where Kanan was on.
Oh, the TIE fighter with all the graffiti on it.
Yeah. That blew up eventually.
See, I remember things. But yeah, Dave Filoni doesn't really do filler anymore.
Yeah.
And the Purrgil were actually kind of the Ewoks of Rebels. Kind of a thing that Thrawn could not have anticipated.
Yeah, just like the Palpatine didn't anticipate Ewoks actually fighting back.
Yeah, dismissed them completely.
Yeah. Which...
It's like poetry, it rhymes.
It rhymes, exactly. And Dave Filoni is a student of George Lucas. In some ways.
A protege, if you will.
Yeah, I'd say so.
A protege.
I don't know if we've really... I think we have experienced some of Dave Filoni's ideas, like his own ideas before, with like the World Between Worlds and the Loth Wolves and all that kind of weird stuff in Rebels. But I'm not sure if we've really experienced that in The Mandalorian yet.
I have to say, I mean, I personally
Thrawn
don't
is
really
not
know.
his idea.
No, that's Timothy Zahn, obviously.
Yeah. The Inquisitors aren't really his idea because they're from Legends already.
I don't really know what are his ideas and what aren't.
I think the World Between Worlds and the Loth Wolves and that kind of stuff are like his ideas.
Well, whether or not he's like adding stuff, I mean, what he does with the material that's already there.
Yeah, I think he builds upon, definitely.
and he's pretty damn good at it.
Mm.
He's a bit less good at some other things,
We
namely
might get onto
directing,
that.
as we might get in a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's still a couple episodes away.
Episodes. Oh, I thought you meant like episodes of the podcast.
I mean, if we end up stretching this to like 5 hours, we
We'll
might
be
need
doing
to
an
chunk
extra
it out.
recap of every episode.
Oh, please.
So,
kill me.
what do you think about 1 minute and 30 seconds into episode 1 of The Marshal?
Welcome to Mandalorian Second, where we an hourly podcast where we talk about each second of the Mandalorian separately.
That would be years. Oh my god.
Well, it's an hourly podcast. I mean,
No, but I mean, like, how? No, if you do an episode a week.
episode an hour.
Oh, I thought you meant like the episode was gonna be an hour.
No. I mean, it can be.
Whoa.
It's up to us.
I
We
was
would
gonna
need a
ask,
third person to edit.
do we wish to go over each episode, chronologically, or in terms of our ranking? Should we do chronologically?
You know what? I think we should do rankings rather, because that's going to make it a bit more interesting, maybe.
Okay.
And the way we kind of discussed we would do that is we're going to do our bottom 4 first, and then our top 4, so that each of our number 1 and number 8 episodes are going to have their own special place.
Yeah.
Or something. And basically the way that would go right now, we're going to list our bottom 4 and then we can discuss all of them. How's that
Indeed.
sound?
Just ignore the fact that I ruined it.
It's fine. If you listened to our other episodes, you might get a pretty good idea anyway.
Yeah. Right, do you want to go first with your bottom 4, then top 4?
I do not mind. In that case...
Sorry, are we doing your bottom 4, my bottom 4, then your top 4, my top 4?
We're doing my bottom 4 and your bottom 4, then a brief discussion on those,
Okay, cool.
and then top.
Cool.
Okay. So my episode ranked number 5 was The Siege.
Huh.
Number 6 rather, was The Heiress.
Yeah.
Number 7, The Jedi. And number 8, The Passenger.
Huh. That's interesting. Because my number 5 was also The Siege.
Oh, nice.
My number 6, I wasn't 100%. I think my number 6 might be The Rescue, the finale.
Interesting.
My number 7 is The Passenger, and my number 8 is The Jedi.
Well, we do have some more poetry that rhymes in there as well.
Yes. We're sort of like alternating, because my least favourite was The Jedi, and your second least favourite was The Jedi.
My least favorite was The Passenger, and vice versa. That's not what that means, but not mind. But yeah,
I didn't. The fact that The Rescue was number 6 for me doesn't mean I didn't like it. I did really like it, but I just think it's just such a good season. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, also we didn't really go about this too scientifically. We wanted to avoid the downfall of the Jedi. Obviously, there's so many midichlorians in our rankings. It's basically purely of what we feel and what the Force tells us to rank the episodes.
I manifested my ideas and actually made them guess what pictures I was looking at on my phone from the other side of the room, and that's how I decided my ranking.
See, what I did was go on a very long quest to the planet of Dagobah, for example, and to some Force priestesses. And, well, that didn't really do anything because it had nothing to do with ranking of the episodes. But the insight that I gained from this allowed me to pay someone to rank it for me.
On Fiverr.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but just then I was imagining, like, Star Wars if it wasn't in space, but instead was in Eastern Europe, And I imagine Dagobah as like the Pripyat marshes in Russia for some reason.
Yeah, so I went to Russia, then I went to meet some Orthodox Christian priestesses in St. Petersburg.
Yeah, that's near
And
Hoth.
then, indeed, and then I went to meet Putin, as voiced by Mark Hamill.
Voiced by Mark Hamill. Well, he did voice the Fire Lord in Avatar, so he can definitely do bad guys.
Yeah, I didn't know that. And Putin is the bane of our existence.
Yeah,
Probably.
it's true. Probably. See, we're Kathleen Kennedy shills. We're not Russia shills. Don't worry, audience.
Unless you're from Russia, in that case, здравствуйте, товарищи.
I don't know what you said, so we're gonna hope that it was okay.
I said hello, comrades.
Oh, okay.
That's not super okay. Whatever.
Should we talk about the siege, considering we both had it at the same place?
That sounds like a very good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing with the siege is it's good, it's exciting. It has like intriguing story and lore bits going forward, but it just kind of felt not super meaty, I guess.
I suppose, but I thought it was like, I don't know, Carl Weathers sort of wanted to have a roller coaster feeling, I've heard expressed.
Or a theme park ride.
Yeah, a theme park ride, and it certainly does that. Like, as you said, it's exciting. It's bam, 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 and it's got loads of good moments, loads of good Baby Yoda moments, loads of good Mando moments, loads of good Grief Karga moments.
Some Cara Dune moments that weren't cringy. I think.
Just ignore her acting.
Yeah, and the actress herself. The thing is, like,
but it has got the fire weasel though, so you hate that.
Well, it has the weasel, and the fire weasel only appears in the credits and in the concept art.
But it burnt that Aqualish in the face though.
Yeah, canonically it is a fire weasel, but we don't see that on screen, which is really weird. Also, apparently that was the hideout where the Mandalorians used to be.
Yeah, it's actually in the Armorer's place.
Yeah, which, speaking of the Armorer, I was kind of hoping that she would come back, because she didn't die.
I heard that she might be, like, people speculating that she might be coming back as a villain. I have my own opinion on who would be coming back as a villain soon.
So you're holding off on that.
Yeah, I'll say when they appear in the episodes we talk about.
Yeah, but I mean, the Death Watch, or the Children of the Watch, they kind of have to come back, right?
You would think so, but
in some capacity.
Most of them are dead, apart from the Armorer, by the seams of it.
Yeah, true. We did see all those empty armors, but even the Armorer with like 3 or 4 people, they would be a pretty considerable force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, maybe it'll be Par Vizsla, or whatever his name is.
Oh, yes.
Played by Jon Favreau, but not actually physically played, just voiced.
Yeah, the big dude.
The big dude, indeed.
The big Vizsla.
The big, yes.
Big
like
Papa Vizsla.
Oh, I thought for some reason you were saying like the big Heizu.
Who's Big Heizu?
From Clone Wars. It's the tiny little king that R2 accidentally squishes to death.
See, I don't remember too many things about Clone Wars because I've only ever seen it once.
Yeah, I love that episode though. It's like contrast with an incredibly cool space battle and duel between Obi-Wan and General Grievous on a Venator, and you got these stupid antics with R2 and C-3PO on this random planet. It's just really funny.
Well, I do hope that I'm going to get to watch it again soon. Wink.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Know what I mean? Know what I say?
Asking him knowingly. That's a Monty Python reference. Never mind. What are we talking about?
Talking about the Mandalorian.
Yeah, and the armor. Yeah, I guess the point being, someone is going to come back, probably.
Yeah.
Because they don't abandon plot lines, do they?
Because no one's ever truly gone.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't
Remember
ever
that?
say that again.
That was in the trailers for episode 9, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I
that was...
legitimately didn't think Palpatine was going to come back from the dead.
Yeah, I was hoping that it's just a vision or a Force ghost, or...
Yeah. I thought it was another plan, from beyond the grave.
Could have been, like those red droids of his.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember Operation Cinder?
Yeah, Operation Cinder. Which obviously got a mention.
Yeah.
Maybe we should talk about Passenger and the Jedi, since I imagine we'll talk about the rescue and the heiress at some other point.
Did we finish talking about the siege, though?
Oh yeah, in the siege, I've heard people say that it's Snoke in those jars. Snoke in those tanks. And
well, it's probably not Snow, but it looked too similar to him to have nothing to do with him. I know that we discussed that it doesn't make sense because the Imperial Remnant is very different from the First Order.
Yeah, and I also don't think it looked that much like Snoke. It just looked like a deformed person.
Yeah, well...
And apparently, Snoke, or things to do with Snoke, may appear in the High Republic, which is releasing tomorrow? I think Light of the Jedi is releasing tomorrow, or today, I can't remember.
Oh, dang. Yeah, it's really close.
Yeah.
I saw a notification for an added chat video about Snoke in High Republic.
Yeah, I'll need to watch that at some point.
Yeah. And I'm going to need to freaking read that book.
Same. I've got so many books I need to read for my dissertation that I just haven't read yet.
Yeah, I'm going to complain about how many Star Wars books I still have to read.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Meanwhile, I have to read a book about Peter de Roches, Hubert the Burr. I keep saying Herbert. And obviously Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Oh yes, that's Paramount.
Indeed.
I wonder what movies Paramount makes. Let's look it up.
Paramount make Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Or made Indiana Jones.
Well, they're making another one, although that is Disney.
It's Disney. It's this knee, but in slang, like Disney.
Or is it Daphne?
Daphne.
Oh shit!
That's
what
Daphne.
up? Here comes Daphne.
Oh my god.
They also made Incredible Hulk, but that's
that doesn't count.
It pretty much doesn't, other than the general Ross. And never mind.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Moving
Another thing
on.
about the last thing about the siege, we might need to bring up is that people did consider it to be filler, which obviously is not the case, but
yeah,
it kind of might explain why it's around the middle of our ranking.
Yeah, like the thing is that the siege introduces the Dark Troopers and a lot of like the needing Grogu's blood and all that kind of stuff. Like,
Yeah,
it literally is introduced in that episode, so I don't think it's filler.
and also introduces why Gideon was able to track Mando. And
Yeah,
everything.
exactly. With that
It definitely isn't
Nimbanese
filler,
guy.
Yeah, but it had maybe a bit of a filler feel.
Maybe, but I think for Carl Weathers, I think that was his directing debut. I thought it was brilliant.
It was pretty great, yeah.
Yeah.
No one can say otherwise.
Yeah.
And if they do, I am going to punch them in a photo of them.
It's like, direct a better episode yourself, punk.
Well, see if I don't.
I would like to do like directing stuff, but I mean, have literally no means. I always enjoy it when I do it for projects and in media studies back in A level. But alas, I was a bad video editor. I'm not bad video editor, like as in I could never do what I thought. If that makes sense.
That is the problem with like all art usually.
Yeah.
And you just gotta keep grinding at it until you get it, I guess.
I didn't get failed, but I almost got an A in my film trailer in my first first year of media studies, but I got deducted 2 marks that made me get a B. No, 3 marks, sorry, that made me get a B based on one thing. And that was my friend who, he worked on, he helped me do the thing, he like acted in it. He was the main character. And in literally the end of one shot, he smiled very like slightly, which barely noticeable. And then I cut it down to a couple, like my teacher saw it when I hadn't finished, and so he knew to look out for it, and I cut it down to like only as many frames up down as I possibly could, and I got 3 marks deducted for that, which I thought was a bit mean.
You don't want any corpsing in your film.
No.
Unless you're killing people.
Whoa! Speaking of killing people, the Siege has the scout troopers dying in pretty funny ways. So
that was a very good kill, or a very good death. Very
good accidental death.
Although it kind of made stormtroopers look kind of stupid.
But these are like the remnants, so they're not, presumably not that well trained.
Who even bloody knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? Anywho. Like, should we move on to our number 6s? But
yeah, your number 6
they seem to be very
heiress, you said, right?
Yeah, mine was the heiress. Yeah, because it had good action and it had a lot of hype because it introduced, as I like to call her, Bo Karen.
Bo Karen.
And her no-name corps, one of which never shows up again and is never addressed.
Yeah, poor
Axe Woves, Drungo Bango.
Yeah, and then you got Cosca Reeves.
Yeah, or Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
And it also had very good Empire shenanigans with
the Gazanti.
With the Gazanti and the airlock and
Long Live the Empire.
That's
amazing moment. One of my favourites in the series.
Yeah, but I just don't think that it completely clicked for me.
Oh, I'm literally crying right now, obviously.
It might be because I never cared about the Mandalorians that much.
Whoa. I always liked Mandalorians, so I mean it sort of worked for me pretty well. I was pretty invested in the whole thing during Clone Wars and then during Rebels, but I don't know. I guess it's each to their own.
Yeah, it might just be a me problem that I completely forgot that there ever was a Bo-Katan. I completely forgot that she ever existed.
Yeah. She didn't play that big of a role.
Yeah. Good thing too, because we didn't have to see her Rebels design that much.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's pretty bad design, not gonna lie.
Yeah, she looks like Ventress with a bad wig.
I can't unsee that now. I can just picture that in my mind. She's a Rat-a-Tat, I believe.
Ventress?
Yeah, not a Rakata. Those are the ones with the eyes on the side of their heads.
Yeah, from KOTOR.
Yeah, I think she's a Rat-a-Tat.
I thought she was a Night Sister.
Yeah, she is, but like her species.
Oh,
because she's not originally a Night Sister.
Ah, this is confusing.
Or is she?
I have no clue.
Because she used to be a Jedi.
So you're saying that she didn't come out of a like a big husk?
Husk?
Not a husk.
General Husk. Wait, is Hux?
Hux. Yeah. Isn't he an admiral?
No, he's a general, I think.
Whatever. Yeah, he probably is. What do you call the thing that a cocoon? What do you call it's a husk?
Yeah, Night Sister cocoon.
Or is that where they put the corpses?
I think that's for the corpses, not so. I don't know, but yeah, she used to be a Jedi. Then her master died.
Yeah, and the Night Sisters took her in.
I think so, or Dooku. Yeah, Night Sisters took her in. Then Dooku took her. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
anyway,
It's just messing with my mind.
Should we talk more about the... Yeah, we can talk about the worse, or like the less great stuff of the eras now, and then about the cool stuff when we get to it on your end of the spectrum, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds good. I thought the weird tentacle thing on Cosca Reeves' face was a bit weird.
Yeah, and she and Axe Woves, they weren't really characters.
I don't think they really had to be, but...
Yeah, I mean, they were the muscle, which, fair enough, but they didn't add that much. But
I would say without them, it wouldn't have been that good.
That impactful, yeah, I guess.
Like,
if it was
because
just one Mandalorian.
I think it worked better with there being 3 Mandalorians. You know, when they were attacking the Gazanti, and it was sort of like a well-oiled machine. Whereas if it was just Bo-Katan, it would just be a bit weird.
True.
And I did think the voice of that Mon Calamari that was fixing Mando's ship was a bit weird.
You're just not a fan of the Mon Calamari.
I've got nothing against Mon Calamari.
You really hated how he fixed up the ship, which, fair enough, it did basically
it
fall
was pretty
apart
bad.
immediately, but he didn't promise much either.
True.
Yeah.
He didn't promise any...
But we did get boats in Star Wars, which is pretty good.
Oh my god, boats in Star Wars, yeah. That is something for me to clap at.
Yeah, anyway, just if I can just finish this one, it wasn't that there was anything particularly bad about the Heiress, it just didn't super click with me. And I wasn't the biggest fan of the frog people.
Fair dues.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of people who aren't quite humans, The Rescue. You put that on your number 6.
That is my number 6. I thought it was really good. Like, again, up to number 6, I still really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great episode, in my opinion. But I don't know. I just thought I don't really have much to criticize because I am a bit of a Mando. I don't want to keep saying shill because I'm not actually. But
well, would you say Mandia?
No, I just say I like the Mandalorian. If I'm honest.
What about the Standalorian?
The Standalorian. Where's my Stan Lee cameo?
Well, where's my?
Axe Woves takes off his helmet and it's actually Stan Lee.
You just made me sad. But we see him without his helmet on.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, imagine. No, actually, no. I know the actor behind Axe Waves is a big fan of his role, so I'm not gonna deny him that.
What if Grogu grows up to be Stan Lee?
Whoa! Well, he's got the hair.
Yeah. What if when Yoda's species turns 1,000 years old, they open up like a cocoon and a fully formed Stan Lee just steps out?
Oh. Yeah, that's why it's a long time ago.
Yeah, because it has to be 950 years ago ish.
All of Star Wars is a Stan Lee origin story.
Yeah. Rest in peace, big man.
In peace.
But speaking of the Yoda species, by the way,
yeah.
I don't know if this is like a known theory or something, but I heard this take on the Team 4-Star podcast, the Topcast bot show, that Yoda species might be called the Whills.
Oh God!
And it's them writing the journal.
I'm not a fan of that.
I actually kind of am. Like it would tie it all neatly together.
But it doesn't need to be.
It doesn't need to, but I think it's neat.
I don't know.
I don't have any arguments further about
it's just like, I feel like the will should be... I don't think the will should ever really be explored because them as a general idea never really was fully formed ever.
Yeah. Well, they do feature in the From a Certain Point of View books.
Do they? As what?
Yeah, the last story is them writing the journal.
Yeah. I always took it as something like monks still in our distant past, but their distant future, that were documenting everything that happened. Or
I do have a
I
bit of
have
a feeling
heard.
that. Yeah?
Oh, sorry. What were you gonna say?
I do have a bit of a feeling that the Taika Waititi film might be doing something with the Whills.
It's true. Yeah.
And I'm basing that
I was about to
purely on
say,
the logo.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it's either distant future for Star Wars, writing about the past, or it is the distant past of Star Wars writing prophecy.
Could be.
So I think that's a possibility too.
You're talking about Taika Waititi or the Whills?
The Whills.
They can't be the past because R2-D2 tells them about everything.
Oh, then it has to be distant future. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's.
I mean, we will probably find out one day.
Yeah. Or the Whills are Snoke. Hashtag your Snoke theory sucks.
It's actually Whills half Tarkin.
It's actually
just...
Whills Smith.
What?
Whills I am.
It's just the entire history of the Star Wars universe, but it's a Will Smith rap.
Oh my, yeah. It's a remix of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme tune.
And it's set as that bit in Men in Black 2 when he's talking to that alien who only speaks in beatbox.
I've not seen Men in Black 2.
It's alright. It gets a bad rap.
Yeah.
Anyway,
hence the beatboxing.
Speaking of aliens, let's talk about the rescue. Yeah, it did have a few things about it that would probably knock it down a little bit, even though it was really great. I've talked at nauseam.
I don't think
about
Mark Hamill's
Luke
face is
Skywalker's
one of
face. It really was for
Yeah.
me during my first watch. Like, it really tanked my excitement for a good while. It got back up, but it did do.
I
that
don't
for
mind it that much because I genuinely forgot what the Winter Soldier's face looked like, so I thought they did cast him for a little bit.
Maybe you just weren't expecting a deep fake or whatever they did.
Yeah, they did the same thing they did in Rogue One.
I think I
i.e.
kind of
it doesn't
expected
work.
so it really doesn't. I don't know why they keep trying.
Yeah, I mean, the deep fake for Luke's face looked far better. I know, admittedly, it helps to already have a base that looks like Luke for the deep fake to work, but I don't know.
The stand-in didn't really.
Yeah.
Oh
well. Apparently, though, the reason they didn't hire an actor to play young Luke Skywalker is because they didn't want casting rumours to ruin the surprise. So if we do see Luke again, he might be cast as like someone else.
Yeah, because now the secret is out.
Yeah, the cat is out of the bag.
The dead have spoken.
Yes.
Queel is coming back.
Oh my goodness. Queel is played by the same person who plays Frog Lady.
Oh yeah, I had no idea about that. That's really cool.
I mean, hence why both of them are very emotive.
Yeah.
So
is that person the new Warwick Davis?
I think so. Something of that effect. I mean, all power to her. She's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and she's a fair bit taller than Warwick Davis, though.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't think Warwick Davis is that tall, I don't think.
No. Also, another thing I think we can say against this episode was, or at least I can, was that other than the very end, Boba Fett... I will bring this up a bit later when we talk about the series as a whole, again, probably. But I just felt like, other than his very first scenes and his very last scene, Boba Fett was wasted AF. He was just a driver and he did nothing.
I really don't see why... I don't mind that at all, because it's not... This isn't the Boba Fett show.
But why was he there then?
Because he had to ferry them there, basically.
Well, yeah, that's the point. He was just a driver.
Yeah, but he also brought a Fennec.
Yeah, she wasn't that important either.
It is key for our introduction to the character.
Suppose. But I just wasn't a huge fan. Other than, pretty much everything that happened in the tragedy and the very last scene.
Out of the things I didn't like about this episode, I don't think Boba Fett's lack of things is one of them. I think maybe it seemed a bit. I think the Dark Troopers could have been made into even more of a threat when Mando was fighting them, instead of I don't know. I don't really know how to do that. I think they did it pretty effectively, but I think it could have been done more.
I would argue that they were a threat, but not necessarily a challenge.
Yeah, that's probably the better wording.
Yeah, because they were fucked. Like there was no way they were getting out of there if Luke didn't show up.
Yeah, that's why I think before, because Mando just immediately airlocks them, and he does really struggle against that one Dark Trooper.
Yeah,
but I think maybe everybody should have known or seen how effective the Dark Troopers were instead of just Din.
If that one Dark Trooper was fighting Din and, let's say, Bo-Katan, and he nearly beat both of them at the same time, that would have probably made it a bit more impactful.
Or if she knocks out, the Dark Trooper knocks out Cara Dune.
Or just straight up kills her.
Just kills Cara Dune, just rips her head off.
Yeah, why not? Just rips her tongue out and looks at the camera and says, "Don't be a turf."
Don't be a turf.
And then he joins the crew instead of her.
Oh my goodness, yeah, and he's Dark Trooper buddy.
I mean, if we're being honest, the Dark Troopers were better characters than Cara Dune to begin with, weren't they? They weren't. No.
More set up.
I'm going to keep reiterating it. Gina Carano, trash person, trash actress. Cara Dune,
yeah, she's not a good actress.
No, she's good at looking like a tough person. She's not good at acting.
The thing is I like Cara Dune as a character. I don't think that she's in terms of acting, as you've said, it's done well. Because in a couple of the behind the scenes things and a couple of just on screen, the acting is just not good.
Yeah, I mean, but that doesn't need to mean that much. I mean, look at freaking Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, but I don't think it's the direction that's the issue.
It's possible. I mean, George Lucas, no one's ever said that he's a good director. But Hayden Christensen is probably one of the most hated actors on the planet. Maybe
what about Jake
less
Lloyd?
Than Jake Lloyd. Yeah,
poor Jake Lloyd.
Even if we just say that he's not that bad, you can still, and I do, really like Anakin Skywalker, even if Hayden Christensen isn't a great actor. Fortunately, as far as I know, Hayden Christensen is not a trash person.
No, he isn't, as far as I know.
He's a farmer.
He is, until the Kenobi show.
Yeah.
So that's
I wonder how much mileage they're going to get out of him.
Yeah. Maybe he'll kill some more kids.
Lovely.
It's I will only come out of acting retirement if I get to kill more kids.
What if he kills Grogu? That's literally impossible, but
What if Grogu goes in the world between worlds? Oh, I'm just kidding.
And gets killed by Anakin?
Yes.
He gets ran over by him on a speeder.
Star Wars What If?
A pod racer.
He just gets run over by Sebulba.
Yeah, in that big... When his pod thing is tumbling along and just squashes Grogu.
Yeah. A noble end to a noble baby.
Yes.
But speaking of learning about the autonomy of the baby, let's go on to your 7th ranking and my 8th ranking.
The Jedi.
The Jedi.
I was... I'm going to be honest, I had to go through a couple rounds of mental gymnastics to keep this on number 7. Because even though I despised the editing in this show, it was choppy, and the effects were probably the series' weakest for the most part. I just really liked the shot compositions in lots of places, and I was so excited for Ahsoka to be back and Thrawn to be mentioned, and even Bloody Owl was there. I just can't, in my good conscience, put this at number 8. I just can't.
I personally I didn't think the volume was used well as
I
it could
agree.
have been for some of the shots. I wasn't a big fan of the like they put a weird filter over all the shots. Like
It was all pretty murky.
yeah, I didn't see a reason for that.
Yeah, and that like silent subplot with like the mayor of the village or the Grand
Yeah, it was a
Magister,
subplot that
whatever
never
it
really
is.
was capitalized upon.
On one
But
hand, I like can see it that it's in a way cool that like he doesn't really have any lines, but he has a story anyway.
yeah, but there should have
But I
been
just
more.
or less.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
it wasn't the. It was probably the most poorly put together episode of this show so far, perhaps.
I think so. I think either this one or the Gunslinger.
Possibly. But I just feel like, as opposed to the Gunslinger, it really had something to it that just grabbed me. And it was probably that it was Ahsoka. If it
I
was
think
any other Jedi, I don't think. Other than Luke, I guess. But if it was just a random Jedi, this would
yeah.
have been this would have been a lot lower on this list.
Yeah, I think that was it. The introduction to Ahsoka was pretty incredible, and I absolutely love how they just went straight into it immediately. I was really shocked by that. You were really shocked by that.
And I'm going to die on the hill that this episode had the best still pictures in The Mandalorian. Like
Still
Ahsoka,
pictures.
yeah, like if you took screenshots of this episode would have
Oh,
the best ones. Like
yeah,
Ahsoka
probably.
holding Grogu in the moonlight, or Ahsoka cutting through that bell.
Oh my god. You know what? I've just realised.
Mm-hmm.
This is Dave Filoni film making, and do you know why? Because
Why?
he is the protege of George Lucas. Just as you were saying, you take a screenshot of all of these shots and they'd look amazing. What is something that George Lucas did a lot in the prequels? He had static shots, static scenes, didn't he? And that's what this episode had. No,
I don't know. This is completely the same thing.
no, it's not the same thing, but I mean it's like, as in one location, you got back and forth, like outside. You got a cool fight scene, better than some fight scenes in the prequels, I think. And then, but it's still in like this one location. And then you got, as you said, lots of standing around and like talking around like the stones and that. I'm not saying it's necessarily bad, some of these things. I'm just saying I think it might be in the same vein as live action directing that George Lucas does. And I think we discussed it in our episode on this about how it seemed to be limited, like in the Clone Wars show.
Yeah, that we did. Yeah, and I am not going to disagree with you. Like, as I said, I was very let down by even the bloody streets of that town. I mean, this show has been to town so many times. Why is this one looking so small and fake?
This one's meant to be like a city. You see the city when Mando is flying down. It's huge, and it looks huge.
Why is there a Lothcat there?
Yeah, there's a Lothcat everywhere. There's one on the Sorgan in season 1.
On the Sanctuary planet.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're going to be getting a Lothcat every season.
Maybe.
What if the thing that the shows are building up to is a Lothcat revolution?
Lothcat Revolution, oh my god.
Lothcats the musical.
Oh no! One thing I also didn't quite like that much is the duel between the Magistrate and Ahsoka. I didn't think it was that good, the duel.
Yeah, and the editing was at its choppiest during it. I feel.
Well, it's choppy and there wasn't even that much movement in that duel. There was lots of the Magistrate using the spear and going like whacking it, and then Ahsoka blocking it, and then there was like the pling sound, and then she was like holding it there for a long, and then another movement, and then another movement, and it's like, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
and then you think
Ahsoka's.
then you think like Ahsoka's got 2 lightsabers. Why can't she just hold it with one lightsaber and use the Shoto lightsaber to, like, stab her around the side of the spear?
Or why can't she just force push her or pull the spear out of her hands?
Yeah, I know, like, apparently it's because she didn't want to kill the obviously she didn't want to kill the Magistrate, but I mean...
And she didn't have to, she just takes the spear and she's done. What can she do?
Yeah. Why didn't she Dooku her and chop off her hands?
Or that.
Oh my god, yeah, if it's a Beskar spear, just go down the spear slowly and just chop off her fingers.
Yeah.
See, that's a pretty pro-Jedi move right there.
Plot hole.
Plot.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the greatest episode, but...
No, it's my 8th favourite.
Yeah.
But I'm going to use my 8th favourite, not my least favourite. It's my 8th favourite.
That's a very good way to put this.
Because I still liked it.
My 8th favourite is definitely my least favourite.
Which is The Passenger in your case. Which is
Yeah,
my 7th favourite.
And I put this on number 8 because I feel like my biggest deciding factor on this was that if I were binging the show and I was about 30 minutes short on time and had to skip one episode, the one that I would probably miss out on the least with would be The Passenger.
I suppose, but I don't know. I think it does a lot still for Carson Teva, brings him in, and then got the Frog Lady for the next episode. It's also got it establishes the Mandalorians on Trask.
I mean, doesn't The Prisoner bring in Carson Teva, or is that just Trapper Wolf?
No, Carson Teva's not in The Prisoner. Only Trapper Wolf is.
Okay. Yeah, one thing I can say in favor of The Passenger is that it probably has the consistently best special effects.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think they're pretty amazing special effects.
Yeah, like with most episodes, I can point at least to one thing that doesn't really hold up. Like with Chapter 9, Mando and Cobb Vanth flying next to each other looks pretty wonky. And in episode 8, there's Luke's face and stuff. Even in the Heiress, there's stuff. But with The Passenger, I don't think I can point at one special effect and be like, this doesn't look great.
Yeah, the spiders looked pretty amazing.
The cop chase between Razor Crest and the New Republic police officers, that was fantastic.
Yeah, the Rangers of the New Republic.
Indeed, they probably are.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty amazing looking.
That it really was, but it's and it's not even unconsequential. I mean, the reason why the Remnant was even able to track the Razor Crest was because it got smashed up in this episode.
Yeah,
and
see,
there
it
was
all
the
links.
Stuff. It really does. There is no filler in this show.
Yeah.
By the way, apparently this is the same planet from the very beginning of the show.
Yeah, in the first
where
episode.
Mando picks up the Mithril.
I can't remember the name though.
Me neither. It doesn't really matter.
No, so does Star Wars. Who else would care?
It wasn't. This was actually the planet Stu John, the home planet of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh my god! That's one of the few things in Star Wars I outwardly hate.
It's one of those things that was said as a joke by George Lucas, but because of the way Star Wars canon works, like if George Lucas says it, it's the most canon that can be. People just keep that in.
Yeah, and it's still canon.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that. I really hope that the Kenobi show is going to retcon that, or literally anything. Just please retcon it out.
Yeah, but what if it says that he's actually from John Skew?
That's better.
That's
actually better. John Stew sounds better than Stu John.
I think John Stew sounds like a name.
It is.
Yeah, I know it is.
It's Jon Stewart. The
yeah,
talk
that
show
sounds
host.
worse.
It's less awkward to say though.
Suppose.
It also kind of sounds like Arch2 or Arc2 or whatever it's called.
Arc 2.
Yeah, sequel.
Whoa. Faking a new Jedi Order.
Yeah.
That's one joke, recurring joke I don't think we've ever explained and never are going to.
Because it's the worst joke we've ever made, but it's never going to leave us. It's kind of like George Lucas has been trying to sneak McClunky into Star Wars forever.
Oh, I love it though.
Yeah.
I've gotta love McClunky. It's one of the jokes that we started, and then it became a reality. Not that we started, but you know what I mean. Like in the episode, in the podcast, and then it worked its way into The Mandalorian.
Yeah, episode 8.
Yeah, the finale.
Do we got anything more to say about The Passenger?
Not particularly. I enjoyed the fact that we got to see a galactic map.
Yeah. And, maps are what kind of brought us into, well, not fame, but, some recognition.
Yeah.
One more thing I can say against The Passenger. I really, really kind of found uncomfortable how Grogu was eating the eggs.
Oh, yeah, that was...
I really did not enjoy that. And I don't want to see that ever again.
Oh.
Which is why I marked this episode down.
Maybe that's why he'll get kicked out of the new Jedi Order.
For eating people.
Maybe, I was about to say he eats Luke's eggs, but that sounds really bad.
Moving on. Okay,
what's your fourth favourite?
Yeah, let's go to our top 4s.
Yeah.
My fourth favorite episode was The Marshal, episode 1.
Whoa.
My third favorite was The Tragedy.
Whoa.
Boba Fett's magnum opus. My number 2 was... what is it called? What's his fucking name? The Bill Burr episode.
The Believer.
The Believer.
The Believer.
When we saw his face, and I was the believer. And my number 1, if you're keeping count, is The Rescue.
Whoa.
Because
I will say,
a sadder.
You're a shill. That's interesting though that your favourite and your least favourite episodes are directed by the same person, Peyton Reed.
Funny how that happens. It's almost like his episodes shrink and get big.
Ooh.
Yeah. No.
Okay. My fourth favourite was The Tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
My third favourite was The Heiress.
Mm-hmm.
My second favourite was The Believer as well.
Mm-hmm.
And my favourite was, as I unfortunately spoiled, was The Marshal.
Yeah, I mean, this one is a bit more jumbled up than our bottom 4s.
Yeah.
But that's completely fine. Let's go through all 8 of those things we just mentioned.
I don't mind which one we start.
We can start with yours. The Tragedy, was it?
I believe... Wait. Yeah, The Tragedy was my fourth favourite.
My third favourite.
Yeah, I thought it was some really good action in that.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably what this episode is going to be the best remembered for, even though some pretty big stuff happens anyway.
Yeah, the best depiction of Boba Fett we've seen so far.
Definitely. With some added Maori tradition on top of an already pretty cool character.
With the elongated gaffy stick.
Yeah, and some haka in his fight choreography. But it also had the cool, like, somewhat of a callback to Tython, but also making it a slightly newer thing.
Yeah.
Bloody Grogu going Super Saiyan, kind of.
What number Super Saiyan?
Well, he doesn't have hair, so... Well, no, his hair didn't grow long, so it wasn't Super Saiyan 3. And I don't think that there was lightning in that blue sky beam, so it wasn't Super Saiyan 2. So I guess it had to be original recipe, I'm afraid.
For now, seeing we'll see.
Yeah.
Super Saiyan.
One
3,
day he will
Baby
turn.
Yoda.
One day he will turn red and become a half ape, half humanoid hybrid. When he
Jesus.
goes Super Saiyan 4.
Oh, imagine a Yoda's species, but like human height.
I really don't want to do that. That's just Shrek.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Just wrinkly Shrek.
Yeah, tall Yoda is pretty cursed.
Anyway, let's leave that for the Bizarro world ranking where we put tragedy at number 8.
Yeah, I thought that the tragedy could have. I thought the Tython was a bit disappointing, I guess, but I don't really hold that against it that much. I just think they could have done a bit more.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with like old canon, completely.
But it was in new canon
omitting
too.
it. I'm speaking like more generally. If you completely write it out, people are going to be mad. And if you do the same thing, like what is even the point of having a new continuity?
Yeah,
I feel like
totally. Same thing with Thrawn.
Yeah, like putting the same name on something that's different but still, in a way, important. I think is the way to go.
Yeah, and the thing is like you do see it in the Doctor Aphra comics, but I guess you see the pole, the North Pole, so it doesn't really matter. And technically, the what we saw in the Mandalorian was basically on the equator. So,
and there is a lot of cool stuff in that Doctor Aphra temple on Tython that they go to.
Yeah, and that's canon.
That is canon. It is canon that Aphra almost defeated Vader.
Yeah.
Using pretty much all the traps in the temple. But she herself does say that like keeping him down for a second is nowhere near the same to beating Darth Vader.
Yeah. But speaking of archaeologist adventurer callbacks, there's an Indiana Jones callback, reference in this episode with the boulder.
With the rolling boulder.
Yeah, by Fennec Shand, which was pretty cool.
I was very hyped to see Fennec Shand again.
Yeah.
Possibly, like, I don't want to say more than Boba Fett, but I don't have that much affection for Boba Fett. There's like no reason to think that he's cool. He's never done anything.
Well, he does stuff in this episode.
Well, yeah, but up until now, like, I think I was more excited. I don't think I can say that, but I just really like to see Fennec Shand again.
Yeah, I thought it was cool to see Fennec Shand. I think,
the agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. that I am.
She voices Mulan in the original Mulan. That's where I first saw her, I suppose.
I think that she is in some variation of what is it? Charlie's Angels?
Ah, one of the many remakes of that.
Maybe. And apparently there were 15 Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. actors in The Mandalorian.
Whoa.
I mean,
is this like an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. number, like a bacon number?
I guess that makes it 1.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they say 15 actors, but like most of them are like, this random nurse is this random person in the background, which doesn't really count that much. But the co-pilot from episode 8, the super assholey one, he's like a major antagonist from season 7 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And you got Fennec, obviously, and it's all I can think of right now, but it's cool anyway.
Yeah, I think I quite like it. Seeing Fennec Shand, obviously. In this episode, we do get the introduction of the Dark Troopers, but they don't really do much.
Yeah, I mean, you do get the sense that they're, a big deal. Like, you don't just swoop down and leave without saying a word if you're not a big deal.
Yeah. I guess You do have some very cute moments between Din and Baby Yoda.
Yeah, there was a lot of, ball stuff.
Don't talk about ball stuff.
Well, I can't. I can't. Yeah, no.
Look, I don't know what cut of The Mandalorian you saw.
Was it not? Let's not go there. Yeah, there was bonding over that silver stick ball. That used to be in the Razor Crest.
Mandalorian Season 2, The Silver Ball. Din Djarin's singular silver ball.
He's a cyborg, didn't you know?
Yeah, he's a cyborg. Din Djarin has only got one ball.
Oh, no, he's not one of the Nazis.
That's true.
If anything, that would be the Emperor. He probably only has one ball.
Yeah, well, he does look like he's got balls on his forehead.
Yeah, and in Rise of Skywalker, he probably doesn't really have lower body at all.
You do see his legs.
You do?
Yeah.
Never mind then. He probably doesn't have balls then.
Darth Vader probably doesn't.
Oh yeah, big time.
Probably burnt off.
Yeah, I mean, that's assuming that Obi-Wan didn't chop them off with his legs.
Souvenir.
Why?
I think Darth Vader is a B.O.B. character. He's a Bob character. Burn off balls.
What?
Never mind.
Is that a reference to something?
No, it's not. It's not a reference to anything.
I'm so confused.
Hmm.
Let's move on to a different episode, shall we?
Yeah. My third favourite episode was The Heiress, and that was your sixth favourite.
Sixth, yeah.
Yeah. I really liked it. I liked Bo-Katan appearing, saving Din in like the alleyway, shooting all those Quarren. Like the Gazanti scene, that was just pretty cool. Yeah, really. I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. I thought it was an incredibly efficient use of time.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it was good fun. I do think that Bo-Katan is going to appear next season. I do think she's going to be a bit more of an antagonist because she ain't a good person by the seams of it.
And she never really was.
No, she was part of a terrorist organization. So
yeah, didn't she lead the terrorist organization?
She was like the right-hand man or a right-hand woman. Sorry, of Pre Vizsla.
Still laughing about the ball stuff.
God. Darth Maul is another one who doesn't have any.
Yeah, they got chopped off with the rest of his lower body.
Yeah.
Same with General Grievous.
Oh yeah. What if he does? What, you know, like how he's got his lungs and his heart still. What if he's still got his balls?
That's just such an unnecessary weakness.
Imagine if that's how Obi-Wan Kenobi defeated him. Instead of pulling apart his chest piece, he pulls apart his crotch, kicks him in the crotch, and he goes, "Oh, my family jewels!" Like in Scooby-Doo 2: Monsters Unleashed.
And then little rocks start spilling out of his armor.
God, that movie. Oh my god.
Do you reckon that the Zero Beast has got balls, or that it's a lizard? It's a lizard. Let's abandon on this topic. I was going to tell you that I was going to start bleeping swear words out this episode. It's probably a bad time.
Yeah, maybe next episode.
No, I'm still gonna do it. I don't think I have to bleep out balls.
No, but long live the Empire.
Long live the Empire.
Great moment. I think one of
it
my
was such a
favourite
good
moments
moment
of the
that we
series.
even ended our episode on it.
We did, because we
Yeah.
had to die somehow.
Remember how we died every episode?
Yeah, I do, and we still do. Inside.
Really? I don't think we've done that. Oh, yeah, you're not wrong. I died so many times while editing.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry that you have to experience everything all over again.
No, it's fine. I love listening to the show because it's great fun. And it's
Nudge,
the
nudge,
best
wink,
podcast I've ever listened to. I say at gunpoint.
The reunion between Frogman and Frog Lady.
That was very good.
Very
Did you know
good.
that Frog Lady was in The Gunslinger? And so was Dr. Mandible.
Yes, I didn't realize that until like it was pointed out, but I sort of, like I'm pretty sure I'm on record in our third episode of the podcast saying that I swear I recognized Frog Lady from somewhere,
And you were right.
and I was right because she was in The Gunslinger. So it's just that I didn't realize she was in The Gunslinger until recently. But it's cool that Dr. Mandible was in it too.
Yeah, they're making a really good job as putting together like a cohesive universe.
Putting together big shot gangster, putting together a crew.
Yeah, you son of a bitch, I'm in.
Is that line from Solo too?
No, that's a line from Rick and Morty.
Oh god, I'm just gonna go ceremoniously kill myself now.
I'm just gonna go turn myself into a pickle.
Oh no.
I'm still thinking of that meme I showed you after the tragedy came out of Boba Fett going, I need to show you something.
Oh
A
my
scientist that's turned himself into a pickle.
god. Jack got Pickle Rick socks for Christmas.
Yep, our housemate got freaking rickrolled.
He did. Pickle Rick rolled.
I wonder if that's a thing.
Oh god, probably. I wouldn't be bloody surprised.
Let me Google it right now.
No.
Lionsgate.
Yes, Lionsgate Pickle Rick roll. Yeah,
It's on the rolling tray.
Do we think we both got our number 2 slot as the same?
Pickle rickroll is a thing.
It is a thing. Oh my god! God damn it! I'm done
Sorry,
with
what were you
humanity.
saying?
We both got our number 2 slot as the same. Of the Believer. So I think you seem to have changed your tune a bit because I remember you really did not like it, or at least parts of it when you first watched it.
Indeed. I mean, my biggest problem with it was that one action scene,
Which I still don't have any problem with, but
and I kind of came around to it because the scene between Miggs Mayfeld and General Hess,
yeah,
it's getting pretty dang iconic already.
yeah,
and it has more expanded universe stuff in it with Operation Cinder.
yeah, which is as obscure as Cobb Vanth probably.
Yeah, and it has a seismic charge.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just pretty
In
freaking great.
America, the sales of tissues exponentially went up after the release of The Believer, so
Yeah.
because of the seismic charge. Sorry. I'm sorry.
I thought we agreed we were better than this.
Yeah, Pickle Rick.
Oh, the disappointment in your voice.
Yeah, I think that scene between Miggs Mayfield and Hess is one of my favourite of this entire show. It's not one of my favourite like sort of Star Warsy moments, I guess. I think it's just brilliant. I think Bill Burr outdid himself as someone who did not like Star Wars. I think he did an amazing job.
People do point out that Miggs Mayfeld was kind of like the Han Solo type, or like more so the Harrison Ford type, who doesn't really give a shit about anything, but he really livens the place up, probably because he has no reverence for the thing, so he can just exude more of his own charisma.
They both have similar backgrounds.
They do?
Well, they were both Imperial Army troopers.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the actors.
No, not the actors.
No. And neither of them was a stormtrooper.
Yeah, neither were a stormtrooper. Both were army troopers. Both left. Both didn't really give a shit, but both did make a difference in some sort. Like end of A New Hope, Han came back. End of The Believer, Mayfeld shot Hess.
Yep. And blew up the Rhydonium.
Yeah, stopped them
Refinery or
from doing,
whatever.
Operation Cinder Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, faking Cinder.
Faking Cinder. Faking charcoal.
Yeah, sure, why not?
I don't know. Yeah. It has some... Again, this episode, in my opinion, has an incredibly efficient use of time.
Yeah, even though I didn't feel like it at the start, like, thinking on it later, the action scene does have a lot of great character stuff, and,
Yeah.
the are they pirates or what really are there, that gives it some more intrigue. By the way, in the concept art, apparently at least one of them looked exactly like Poe Dameron.
Well, one of the pirates?
One of the pirates.
Whoa.
I don't know why he was like the face that the concept artist had in mind or whatever.
Yeah, maybe Poe Dameron. That's Poe Dameron's origin story. His actual father was one of the pirates.
He'd be like 5 years old at this. Oh yeah, well no.
Yeah, his father.
His parents. His parents were in the rebellion.
As far as you know.
It's confirmed. They conceived.
But has Poe Dameron had a DNA test? Is that guy his father?
Probably.
Yeah, I'm just messing around. I'm just yoking you.
Is this some kind of a twisted yoke? You wouldn't get a Fire Emblem Three Houses reference, would you? That's fine.
No, I don't
It's a
get
cool
it.
line anyway. Speaking of, I don't know. I also, in this episode, I really, really enjoyed how they went into like the shades of grey that exist in the universe.
Yeah.
We've kind of been seeing it, or at least I have. I don't know about you, but like I've been seeing it probably on like every corner. It might be like projection at this point because I'm looking for it. But this season really seems to be like playing against the stereotype that it's not Rebels good, Empire bad 100% of the time.
Yeah, I agree.
Obviously, we get monsters like General Hess or the co-pilot from episode 8.
Oh yeah, that guy was a dickhead.
Yeah, the guy played by the main villain from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 7. Well, one of the main villains.
Yeah.
But still. It was probably at its best in this episode.
Yeah.
With the rebel labor camp and cheering for the TIE fighters and the camaraderie.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. I'm glad that Star Wars is sort of going this way, at least in the non-saga films.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like that kind of thing might not have worked in like the sequel trilogy. I still think they should have done some sort of Stormtrooper rebellion, but they didn't really.
No. Let's not talk about those yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might do an episode on the Force Awakens, on the last, on the Rise of Skywalker.
I mean, for all of them are a disappointment in one way or another.
What, you're saying you don't like the Faviers? Faviers?
The heck are you talking about?
The horses in The Last Jedi.
Actually, I don't.
Fair enough. I don't like the fact that Rose saves them from captivity and doesn't free the slave children.
Well, that's fine. She gave them a ring?
She gave them a friggin' ring, yeah, but they're still slaves.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's fine. She gave them a ring? Because I am being slightly sarcastic or whatever?
Yes, sorry.
Never mind. Yeah, we will probably do an episode on other things in the future.
Yeah, should be good.
Though we still need to kind of discuss what exactly that is going to be.
Yeah.
But that may not be left in the episode.
And my number one is the Marshal, whereas yours is the Rescue.
Yeah. And do we want to do the Marshal first?
I suppose this is like, well, because we've gone over some of the positives already for the Marshal. I quite like the small moments in the Marshal as well as the big moments. Like you got the Death Star explosion that you see from other points of view. I think that's really interesting, seeing the power vacuum firsthand. I like the humanization of the Tusken Raiders again with the shades of grey stuff.
That is very cool.
Yeah, I like seeing the obviously Cobb Vanth coming to the screen.
Yeah,
but
and
also
the little face-off they had in the pub.
Yeah, so all that kind of stuff. It was just really entertaining and really well acted and just like really good. And it felt like a proper Western. And I love that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think it's like the perfect sort of episode for me. Had everything I sort of want. I'm not saying that it went downhill after the Marshal. I mean, like, it's just possibly the one that resonated most with me. But I really love them all, if I'm honest.
Yeah, that is very, very, like, fair. Like, I don't know what there even would be to, like, criticize about the episode.
Yeah.
Other than, like, that, like, 2-second shot that I don't like. Because it has, as you probably said, it has everything. From the big to the small. It has the great tease of Boba Fett at the end.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot that. Holy shite.
Yeah, remember how excited it made us? And they made us wait for like 5 weeks, but it did pay off.
Yeah.
And then it didn't, but then it did again.
Yes. Indeed. That was... But what was the shot you didn't like?
Oh, when they were riding on speeders towards the Tuskens.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
With Cobb Vanth.
Had a similar problem in the guns. Yeah, similar problem in the Gunslinger.
It's possible that just speeders are just tough to do.
But they did it well in the siege.
Especially when there are like 2 people driving next to each other talking.
Yeah, I think the talking part is the big thing.
Maybe.
They're fine when you can't see, like when the person is masked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like the start of The Passenger has, it was completely fine. End of this episode was completely fine. But it's just when you're seeing people talk, it just looks a bit funny sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, it still looked better than the speeders in episode 6. Return of the Jedi.
Why do you hate those? I love that effect. That's one of my favourite movie effects ever.
I don't hate it, but I'm just saying it looks better.
It does look better.
Because it's like 40 years more modern.
Yeah.
35, whatever.
I still love the visual effects in that. To this day, one of my favourite Star Wars scenes.
It is probably my favourite Star Wars film.
Oh yeah.
Even though I will agree that like Episode 5 is probably a better film.
Yes, I also agree that.
I just like 6 better.
I think 6, yeah. Again, like The Marshal, 6 has everything for me for a Star Wars film. It's just like how The Marshal has everything for me for a Mandalorian episode. And it was the longest. So,
which is great.
And I hope and plead that they will have more long episodes like this in season 3.
I am also looking forward to more hacking chonkers.
Yeah.
As in life.
Your number 1 was The Rescue.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I can make too much of a parallel to Return of the Jedi, although, with Luke with his green lightsaber appearing, and I don't know how much of a parallel we can make between episode 6 and this episode, even though they use like one of the same locations and it has Luke and stuff.
Green lightsaber.
Green
lightsaber, best lightsaber.
Definitely. In Luke's case, or just generally?
Luke's case.
True. I mean, it is his own.
Yeah.
But it might just be me fanboying a little bit too much. But even though the scenes with Dark Troopers have something to be told against them, I still really enjoyed that fight. I did enjoy the way they got around having such an unstoppable force
Yeah.
on the ship.
Still can't believe I thought it was Carson Tifa coming to the rescue.
I did too for a second, but Luke's arrival, in how understated it is in the beginning, and how it just keeps building up.
Yeah.
It's just such a well put together scene.
The hallway scene. Oh my god.
The hallway scene, the beginning, the confrontation with like the pilots of the Lambda shuttle.
Yeah, that's true. That's an amazing part.
The entirety of the boarding of the Architects.
Bo-Katan shooting a surrendering TIE fighter pilot.
That was fucked up.
Yeah.
And yeah, she is going to be a big, big bad of the show. She is possibly going to overshadow Moff Gideon in at least one of the seasons.
Yeah.
Possibly season 3. Before Moff Gideon comes back as a general of the New Republic and goes on to join Thrawn.
Yeah.
Or goes on to fight Thrawn and lose.
As we discussed last episode.
Indeed.
The Operation Paperclip episode.
Yep. Slash Tarkin Syndrome. This episode just has so many good f***ing things.
It does, yeah. That's why I said, like, though it's low down on my ranking, it has no bearing on, like, its quality. I still think it's absolutely amazing. I really enjoyed it. It was incredibly difficult for me to rank episodes in this season.
Yeah, I mean, this is up there probably for the virtue of how it made me feel.
Yeah.
In very specific moments. Because, like, at some points I was, a little disappointed that Boba Fett wasn't joining the boarding party or about Luke's face, but when he showed up, and when R2-D2 even showed up,
yeah,
I wasn't quite welling up, but it was,
Oh, Mando taking off his helmet
I
and
clapped
seeing Grogu.
when I saw... I didn't even mention that yet. Yeah, all of that stuff was just so powerful.
Yeah.
And Moff Gideon villaining it up.
He was going to shoot himself at the end.
Yeah.
Like a true Nazi.
Even Cara Dune had some good moments.
What, her saying, "Oh great, an objective opinion."
That was weirdly unsettling.
Yeah.
But no. Like her gun jamming and some of her action stuff, yeah, that was good.
I like how, I mean, I know this is like kind of, I thought the team that took the Architects I thought that was really cool. I thought it was an amazing action sequence all the way to the bridge. It was a lot of fun, and is it bad? Like, I didn't realize until sort of pointed out in the video, but yeah, that team was it was all women.
Yeah, except for then it's all women.
Yeah,
you don't even think about
it. No, because I thought it was done incredibly well, because they are the best they can be as themselves.
I don't really.
Not the best they.
This might be like slightly, thin ice, because this is one scene of Avengers Endgame that some unsavory people bring up, but that scene in the Endgame where all the female superheroes like line up and do a scene together.
Yeah.
If you compare that scene with the boarding party, like, it's kind of light and day, isn't it? Like, both of them. Like in The Mandalorian, it's much more understated. It's not like exactly a big fanfare. But I think it just, I don't know, works better.
I think it's more understated in The Mandalorian. I wouldn't say it works better because they're both the same end through different means. And I personally have no problem with the scene in Endgame. I think it's absolutely fine. When I watched it in cinemas, I wasn't like, why there be women's? I wasn't thinking that. I was like, this is pretty cool. I like all of these people. And it's the same thing in The Mandalorian. Obviously, there's a case, say that in The Mandalorian is more understated, and it's up to you, I guess, to think if that's better or worse. I mean, I just like that it happens, that kind of thing. I think it's cool.
I agree with pretty much everything you said. All of it is cool, and I did like the scene. I think that the difference here is that it's like the difference between glorification and normalization.
Yes.
Maybe?
Yeah, I think the Mandalorian sort of normalizes it, or is on the road to normalizing it, which I think is positive. But I also don't think that glorifying it is a negative.
I mean, I was kind of struggling to find a word. It's just
I know what you mean though. Yeah, totally.
It's like a big fanfare, look what us girls can do, as opposed to in Mandalorian when it's like, I mean, women are cool. I mean, of course they are. Let's shoot some people.
Yeah, let's shoot some space Nazis
in the face while they're
surrendering. Oh god.
Yeah, we've been over this. She's not a good person.
No, she was a former terrorist, so
probably a current terrorist.
Yeah. And the ending to this episode brings up a lot of questions.
Yeah, why did Bib Fortuna say McClunky?
That is true. I didn't mean that far in the ending, but I mean like the cliffhanger. But Bib Fat Tuna saying McClunky is one of the questions.
But to bring it back to what you were talking about, like. What is Luke going to do with Grogu? I mean, obviously he can't stay with him. Where does he go? Is he going to come back?
What if Grogu was the cook at the Jedi Temple? And he survived a la like a Ratatouille situation.
Who is he controlling? Oh my god, is he the Crimson Corsair?
Oh my god, he's actually in the... That's why the Crimson Corsair has like the ear things. Like the big points on his helmet. That's Grogu's ears.
And which clone is it that's on his ship?
Kix, the medic.
Kix, the medic.
Oh my god.
He gets thawed out, and he joins Grogu.
He joins Grogu's squad. Well, we figured it out, guys. This is season 3 of The Mandalorian confirmed. Confirmed by Kathleen Kennedy.
Yep, she signs our checks, so everything we say is canon.
Yeah. Oh god. Oh. Yeah, these questions are going to be interesting to explore in later media.
Defo.
And it's going to be weird with the Mandalorian season 3 of not having Din and Grogu. It's going to be strange.
Yeah, it's probably going to take a little bit of a hit in popularity, I'd wager.
Yeah.
Because
they're never going to stop selling Baby Yoda stuff, though.
Well, they will, because it's Grogu stuff. You're right, but it's never been Baby Yoda stuff. But yeah, we will probably. I don't know. I don't freaking know.
What if
this can go anywhere?
Grogu appears in Droid Tales.
A droid story.
A droid story, yeah.
That would have been interesting, and I wouldn't be against it.
No, but how do we know that the droid show takes place in the original trilogy? It could take place at the same time, like in between sequel trilogy and original trilogy.
I mean, we do need to find out what the droids were doing in between the movies. Other than getting new arms.
Oh my god, what if there was a droid revolution, like L337 I wanted, but it gets like viciously put down by the New Republic?
C-3PO.
Oh my god, C-3PO is a race traitor.
Yeah, and that's how he got his the spy circle. It's just all of the galaxy's droids that he enslaved.
Yeah. C-3PO is like Samuel L. Jackson in Django Unchained.
He's a house droid.
Oh no! This is a weird idea. Django Unchained, but would you watch Django Unchained but it's droids? Gonk Unchained.
Yes.
Yes.
I did.
Oh,
AP5 Unchained.
AP5 Unchained, yes. Chopper Unchained.
Django Unchopped.
Django Fett Unchained, but it's about droids.
It's a bit misleading. I don't think we can do that.
No, okay. Oh my god.
So many good movies that we're never going to see.
Yeah, see, Lucasfilm, just hire us and we can write you Gonk Unchained. I mean, it's a amazing idea.
Featuring C-3PO with that weird, like, horseshoe hair
Oh my god.
that
Yes.
Sam Jackson had.
Oh, I know you could have like, it's like Lobot, isn't it?
Oh yeah, but why would the droid have cyborg parts? Wouldn't that be organic stuff grafted on top of him?
Oh yeah.
Kind of like Data in that one Star Trek movie. I'm not
What
sure
if C-3PO is masquerading as a human?
Oh my god! What if C-3PO was the Bicentennial Man?
Oh god, I hate that. I hate that movie. I don't want to learn.
Story.
I don't want to learn. It's not a true story.
It's a good story.
Oh, I thought you said it's a true story. I don't want to see C-3PO get a robot dig.
Well.
Oh yeah, technically it wasn't a robot one.
Yeah.
But because he became human at the end.
Yeah.
And then he
died just before his bicentennial.
Oh, is that why his bicentennial? Oh.
Yeah, 200 years.
Forgot that.
He technically didn't live to be 200 years.
Yeah.
But, you know.
It was a strange movie. I watched it in PB, in Philosophy and Belief. In secondary school.
Not what that is. Oh, it's a subject.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's a way to sneak some religious stuff into the thing.
And speaking of religious stuff, do you think we should go into light side, dark side,
and the one
in the middle, the Bendu?
It probably is time because we have reached the 2-hour mark.
Yes, and I've got dinner soon.
And I am going to go crazy.
Yes. So do you want to go first?
I could go first, sure.
Yeah.
Well, I would say that my light side would be how... by the way, of course, if we didn't make this obvious, this is our light side, dark side, and the third one for the Bendu, for the entire season. Not anything else. So shut up if you're
It's not light side, dark side, one in the middle, the Bendu for the Bicentennial Man.
I mean, we could do that though.
Oh my god. The Bicentennial Clanker.
Whoa.
So what's your light side?
My light side is how this season incorporated pretty much all facets of the expanded universe into it. We had Cobb Vanth in the very first episode. We had Bo-Katan. We had Ahsoka. We even had a mention of the Sunspot prison, even though that was just like an Easter egg writing in Aurebesh in that scene where Cara Dune was like searching through the prison catalog or whatever.
We mentioned Sunspot prison in one of our episodes.
Yeah, and we wondered if it was going to be mentioned or something, and hey, it was. And there is a tenuous possibility that bloody Jabba's son might be around Moscow.
That's true. That's true. In the school.
It had so much stuff crammed into it that I never thought I would see on any screen. And I was just so happy with every single thing that they kept adding in. It made my giant box full of Star Wars comics worth it.
Indeed.
What about you, Fred?
I'd say my light side overall is like the love, care, and attention put in by the creators into the show. I mean, it's so evident that they care, and that it's made with a passion. Like the Architens is a real model. Like they made that model, and it's a beautiful model, and that care shows on screen by making it looks amazing. The volume, it makes storytelling limitless in most instances, at least. And
it's not the volume's fault that by Dave Filoni is blah blah blah.
Oh yeah. Dave Filoni didn't really use the volume to its best use, but no matter. The other episodes did, and it's truly amazing. And I can only dream of like how the volume is going to be used in the future. And also, like the physical sets they did make were amazing. The costumes, beautiful. The creature design, I'm in awe of again, as always.
Yeah, I mean, there was like in the sequels and probably even in the other trilogies, there are some baffling choices with some aliens, but with the Mandalorian, like even something as crazy as Dr. Mandible, just it mostly works.
Yeah, I really like everything in the Mandalorian on a visual standpoint.
Yeah, it's other than Rogue One, it's the best looking Star Wars thing that exists.
Yes, I agree actually. I mean, just look at the passenger or the Marshal with the Crate Dragon. I mean, like 20 years ago, maybe not 10 years ago, would you have ever thought we would get anything like that before Disney bought Star Wars? You would never think in a million years you'd get anything like this show.
If Star Wars Underground became a thing, it would probably be like, I mean, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is still pretty great, but it would be around that level, and for Star Wars, that's not enough.
Star Wars Underground, though, was going to use similar visual effect, special effect techniques as the volume.
Was it now?
Yeah, they were going to be using digital backgrounds, but obviously it didn't get made, so...
Yeah. Still, like, years ago, it wouldn't quite be the same.
No, yeah. There's some test footage that they... there's some test footage that Lucasfilm basically paid a small studio to make some test footage of, like, a background scene, and it looked okay. Like, it was pretty cool for, like, 2008, sorry. But, yeah... But I mean, this is what's in the Mandalorian is just absolutely mind blowing.
And I can't wait to see how it's going to evolve in like 5 years, because these are basically the first things they've made with the volume.
Yeah,
ever.
I think it's going to probably be used in movies next.
Probably.
I mean, I was talking to my friend about this. It's like the volume is a truly revolutionary piece of filmmaking kit, basically. Yeah. I mean. It doesn't. Do you have the ability to make a film set anywhere?
Yeah, they kind of used the same thing for at least one scene in Elysium, I think it is.
Yeah.
Or is it Oblivion?
I think it's Oblivion, right?
Oblivion, yeah, the Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they did. Was it the penthouse type thing?
The penthouse type thing, and maybe something with like a ship leaving.
Yeah.
Or landing, something of the sort.
Yeah, and they had
that was again like 8 years ago or whatever, and
yeah.
Again without Disney money. This is it's just stunning already.
Yeah. Well, I think we've been quite positive. Now, what is your dark side?
Yeah, my dark side, and I don't know if it's negative enough to cool down after our gush just then, but. As I've touched upon, even though I don't care about Boba Fett that much, I was sorely disappointed with a lot of his role in this show. As great, thank you, Mr. Roblox, as great as his tease at the end of episode 1 was, and as great as his showdown in the tragedy was, he didn't need to be there. Like, he was just a driver. I don't know.
I think in the tragedy he served a purpose to sort of contrast what Mando thinks of the Mandalorian creed as well. And also it shows some Mandalorian infighting that we will likely see more of in Season 3 in the finale, in the bar scene. Yeah.
But I still don't think he was quite used to his potential. They might be saving stuff for the Book of Boba Fett. That's fine.
I think it's a slow transition in order to at least get him back to relevancy, because I think the reason why they didn't use him fully was because people would criticize it for becoming the Boba Fett show and outshining Din.
Yeah.
So, which I personally understand that. Like, I think that's might be a reason why. And I think that's why, like, in order for him to be used to his full potential, he needs to get his own show, basically.
I understand that, but sadly I can't help what I feel.
Yeah, no, it's completely fine. Whereas my dark side isn't really as negative. It's just
Go for it.
I still can't really get it out of my head. It's Michael Biehn in The Jedi.
Really? What about
Yeah,
him?
his dialogue is so terrible. It's like him saying, "Who will win? Could be my side, could be your side." It's just not good. It's not good.
Also, a pump action blaster rifle,
Yeah.
blaster shotgun is a bit of a weird choice, and he made a very weird choice to put down his gun and then try to shoot a man in an impenetrable armor with just a normal pistol.
Yeah, he made a weird face doing it too. I don't know. I think it was not used as well as he could have been, but again, like, it's barely really a criticism, really, if I'm honest.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You're very much free to be as specific as you want with your dark side.
Indeed.
Also, he was wearing something that looked too much like Anakin's armor from Clone Wars, but it might just be me.
I sort of see what you mean, yeah. Might have been an inspiration.
Possibly.
Out of the universe, obviously.
Yeah. Now that we've balanced ourselves a little bit.
Yeah.
What about our one in the middle?
The Bendu. Do you want to go first? Or I talk first?
Go ahead.
My one in the middle is, I just like how it was using, I thought it was interesting, them doing, like, going full Jedi Outcast, Jedi Knight. With everything, with the siege, with the Dark Troopers, with the feel of some of the things, with the Imperial Remnant and bases. I just thought it was really, like, interesting. And I liked seeing that. And it made me, I played those games when I was a kid. So I thought it was quite interesting seeing that kind of stuff.
Same with the bloody Crate Dragon and the Crate Pearl.
Yeah, if only I played KOTOR when I was young.
Big shame. Shame that I only played the second one.
Yeah, big shame I only got past the first maybe 10 minutes of the second one.
That is a shame.
Yeah.
I don't know. Never mind. It's a good game though. It holds up, I think.
I need to play more of it.
Maybe once you're done with your dissertation.
Yeah, over summer or something.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, mine is basically chosen to be here because I don't really know how to feel about it. And it's how this season kind of ended up being a launching pad for other shows.
Ooh.
Because while I think that it was done well, and it all added to Din's story without taking the attention away from him for the most part.
For the most part, yeah.
Should they have done this way?
Yeah, I think the way it was done with Ahsoka was not done too well. It was done well, but it wasn't done. It had its faults. I thought Bo-Katan was done pretty well. As far as we know, there's not going to be a Bo-Katan show.
No, and probably no Cobb Vanth either.
Yeah.
But with characters like, as you mentioned, Ahsoka or Carson Teva and bloody Tribal Wolf and whoever the Rangers of the New Republic are going to be.
Yeah. Hopefully not.
That being said, hopefully it makes my fault.
Yes. MiGs of the New Republic.
I mean, MiG is a type of a jet.
Yeah.
So that could be a bit of a sneaky hint. Or
maybe.
not.
Or not. No, I think it'd be... Yeah, I know what you mean, though. Like, it's a shame that it became a springboard. Like, the Thrawn thing is going to be the culmination of all of the shows. It's not going to be in The Mandalorian itself.
I mean, probably.
So it's like, yeah. It's annoying in some respects, but it's going to be interesting the next few years. We're going to get Book of Boba Fett this year. presumably we'll get The Mandalorian late this year, after the Book of Boba Fett.
Well, the Book of Boba Fett is already like December, isn't it?
Yeah, so I think Mandalorian might be end of December or January 2022.
Yeah.
Because it's possible that The Mandalorian Season 3 got pushed back.
And it might still get pushed further.
Yeah.
Especially if the situation with Gina Carano ramps up a little bit. And they will have no choice but to write her out or replace her.
Yeah, but I think they could easily do that at this point.
Yeah, but it's still going to complicate things.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Well, what I do like about the fact that there's going to be so many shows is that it shows that you can just do so much with Star Wars. You can just have use it to its full potential of every different avenue. You can have a Jedi show, have a Western show, you can have a dogfighting show, dogfighting movie, you can have a droid show, you can have a
literal dogfighting show.
Yeah, literal. Yeah, that's the bringing K9 into Star Wars was a pretty revolutionary choice.
Yeah, K9 and the Massives.
K9 and Scooby-Doo crossover.
Oh my
set
God,
in the Star
take
Wars
my
universe.
Money. Take my goddamn money.
That's going to be in the Gonk Unchained.
Yeah, it's like in the Tarantino universe. Some movies are in the actual universe, and some movies are the movies that they watch in that universe.
Yeah.
You know how Kill Bill is the sort of movie that the people in Pulp Fiction would watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Kill Bill. Whoops.
Me neither.
I am going to be watching Con Air later tonight with my family.
Oh, that sounds positively smashing.
No, not Con Air, sorry. Face Off.
Oh, that's even better. I still need to watch that.
Yeah.
I am either going to be playing Hades or writing an essay, but
Fair enough.
In any case, you are the winner. As,
watching Face Off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be interesting.
And speaking of things we're going to be doing later tonight, is it time to wrap it up?
I suppose so, because unfortunately I am going to have to go.
Yeah.
Which is
sorry if it's
sad.
a bit of a flaccid ending, but
well,
hey,
we're
going to have more fun later when we come back with our episode number 12 and we do whatever it is we end up doing.
Yeah, we'll probably say on the Twitter. I know I haven't been on the Twitter as much as usual over Christmas because I've just been with family quite a lot, away from everything. And
but 2021 is going to be a great year for on Air-Deraan.
Yes.
Did we ever say our name in this episode?
I don't think we did.
Oh fuck.
Well, this is on Air-Deraan. I suppose it's because it's technically introduced in the intro now.
I guess.
Yeah.
You could say that at this point it's kind of on brand Iran to not to mess up something.
Yeah. For some reason, when you said that, I was thinking of Marlon Brando.
Are you sure you weren't thinking of Marlo the Hutt?
Marlo? Oh no! Jesus.
Is it Marlo the Hutt?
It is Marlo the Hutt, I think. Disgusting.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
A bloody Jor-El.
Will we see Marlo the Hutt in the next season?
Probably not, but it would be really cool. Isn't he dead?
He might be, actually. That's a good point. He wasn't the one killed by Darth Maul, right?
No. Did Darth Maul kill the Hutt?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
When he got the Hutts to join the Shadow Collective.
Oh, what? I'm so confused right now, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I will catch up with that at some point.
We all shall. We've got to do our Marlo the Hutt research.
God save my soul.
God save Marlo the Hutt. McClunky.
McClunky.
Yeah, you said it was going to be a flaccid ending.
You may fire when ready.
You know what's a Universal film?
No?
The early 2000s live-action Thunderbirds movie. That movie's terrible.
Where's this going?
I don't know, it's just the first Universal film I could think of. I couldn't think.
Is James Bond universe or is that Lionsgate?
I think that's Lion. No, is that MGM?
Isn't that the same thing?
No, MGM's the one with the lion. Lionsgate's got a horse in it.
What? Why does Lionsgate have a horse?
I don't know. I've been watching a lot of films recently, and a couple have been Lionsgate, and at least their modern logo is like a constellation of like a horse, and then like it zooms back, and it's like Lionsgate in big letters.
Guess I haven't seen any Lionsgate movies lately.
Yeah. I cannot actually remember for the life of me which of the films I've watched is Lionsgate, but yeah.
I mean, probably James Bond. If you
I have not seen any James Bond films for so long.
Well, then you probably not. I actually really want to know what Lionsgate has done lately. Is Harry Potter Lionsgate?
Harry Potter's Warner Brothers. I don't think Lionsgate
Harry Potter
is
Disney now.
Oh my god, we're gonna see Harry Potter in the next Star Wars film.
I don't want. Apparently, Harry Potter is coming back. Like the Harry Potter films.
What,
There's
as
gonna
in
be a
like
sequel with like the original 3 people?
I don't think they would do it.
I heard that they just are. Oh, Chaos Walking is Lionsgate.
Is it?
Yeah, the bloody Peter Parker and Ray Sloan. Not
Ray
Sloan. The other
Ray. Eddie the Eagle, which I saw yesterday. That's Lionsgate.
Knives Out is Lionsgate.
Great film. Directed by Ryan Johnson. Directed and written by, I meant.
The Die Hard starring Jerry Butler movies are Lionsgate.
I've only seen the first Die Hard.
I'm talking about Olympus Has Fallen and the other ones.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen first and fourth Die Hard. Oh, they've actually got a fair amount of stuff. They have John Wick, Rambo, Hunger Games, Saw.
Jeez.
Freaking Twilight and Divergent.
Oh my god. I really did not like Divergent when I saw it. I saw that in cinemas. And and my other 2 friends were the only guys in that theatre. Fun fact.
Oh no.
It was a terrible film. Why is the main guy, why is his name Thor? I can't even remember. There was like a quote unquote heartfelt reason, but it was just like eye rolling. I don't know.
Did his parents really like the movie I Am Number 4?
Whoa, I'm gonna pretend to know that film.
I don't even know what it is.
You're the film student, not me.
I'm not a film student. I'm a media student. It's
media student. True.
I have had a film module, but that doesn't mean I'm a film student.
Yeah, I know.
Don't associate me with that trash.
That trash? My friend does film.
Well, your friend is not trash. I take it all back.
Right, we should probably get to talking about the Mandalorian, considering we've talked about Die Hard 4 before we've talked about our favourite episodes of the Mandalorian.
Well, at least this harkens back to the first 10 episodes of our podcast.
Oh my god.
Where we've been doing the exact same thing.
See, it's a throwback.
It's like poetry, it rhymes.
Yeah. Have you seen the video on YouTube of George Lucas looking at sad Yoda from the end of episode 2?
I have not. What is that?
He's like supervising the CGI work, like CGI acting for like Yoda when he says "begun the Clone Wars has," and like he was like looking at sad Yoda and he was like laughing at how stupid it looked. I think it's like, you can't do that. It was quite funny bit. Yeah. Oh,
Star Wars is good, isn't it?
Star Wars is pretty good.
Sometimes I have to remind myself of that.